Welcome back to Toronto Motorsports Park for another of our track test videos. Today we're going to be sampling this lovely looking notchback Ford Mustang, but with something a little spicy under the hood. All right everyone, this is Mike, the lunatic who built this car, and it doesn't look like a lunatic's car on first glance. It just looks like a really nice notchback Mustang, and it is. Yeah. But you've changed the character a little bit by painting it Honda blue.
I did, yeah.
What blend of blue is it called again?
It's Monte Carlo blue. Monte Carlo blue.
Yeah. So already there's a bit of a tip off that something's going on here, and you call it the Rusty Notch, which, by the way, I think is a great name for a strip club, but you call it that way because it was a rusty car when you bought it.
A little bit, not too bad.
The cowl area and the air fillers were pretty rusty. Yeah. I know all this because we wrote a story about his car. He was at our lapping day a couple of years ago, and JP, our buddy, liked it so much that he wrote a story about it, went to your house, took photos. So if you want more information on this car, jump onto speed.academy, and there's tons of details on it. But really the surprise here is what you put under the hood.
Yeah.
You went LS.
I did.
Other than to troll the Ford guys and to maybe be Instagram famous, why would you do this blasphemous thing? Like, why?
Yeah, just a reliable engine, aluminum, small.
Yeah?
Yeah, nice package.
Power?
Yeah.
So what exactly is it?
It's an LS1.
LS1, okay. Well, that's right, you bought a Camaro, like what would that be, a 97, 98, Jen?
98, yeah.
98 Camaro.
Yeah.
Donor car for $4,000.
Yeah.
And you swapped everything in.
Yeah.
Which I guess the math worked out such that it was just a more affordable route than, say, doing a Coyote swap.
Oh, definitely, yeah. At least half the price, yeah.
And it is a nice, small, lightweight engine. I mean, those Coyotes are big motors, aren't they?
Yeah.
So what kind of power does she make?
It makes 375 to the wheels.
375 to the wheels. And large wheels they are. How much? You fit a lot of rubber into this car.
275, yeah.
275s all around?
Yeah.
It's a square setup.
It's about the most you can get on there.
So you built it really as a track car, or is it both a street car and track car?
As well.
So you drive it on the street?
Yeah.
But you had this hobby in mind when you built it?
Definitely, yeah.
And what about transmission, drivetrain, all that stuff behind the motor?
It's a T56 out of the same Camaro.
Okay.
And the rear end is an IRS out of an 04 Cobra.
Oh, IRS, that's a nice twist too. Okay. Any last minute wishes, blessings before I go rip a laugh?
No, go as hard as you can.
All right, let's go for it. Oh, I installed it. All right, she needs some revs apparently. Now why is it blinking this red light at me? It went away, all right. Maybe that's the don't stall me like an idiot red light. It's got a clutch, that's for sure. Man, this is the Wayback Machine, I love it. It's got these classic odometer gauges in here, over here. It's 1987 in here, everybody, with a wideband. What more do you need? It's got these super comfy, I think Pete said these are Recaro seats. And I have the e-brake on, that doesn't help. That would explain why it stalled probably. All right, Pete's waving me out, so here we go. Let's see what an LS in a Fox Buddy Mustang with an IRS feels like. I don't know what it revs to, I should have asked that. I guess we'll figure it out the old-fashioned way. The old rev limiter bump. Oh man, the turn-in is instantaneous. Holy cow. Really light steering. Oh, that's a shift light, okay. That's good to know. Heel and toe is a little tricky, and I don't have a dead pedal. My left leg's just dangling in the wind over there. What are you doing to me, Mike? Give me a dead pedal, man. Wow, it's got good torque, as you would expect from an LS. It's got a great seating position. I'm down nice and low, and these Recaros do a good job. I think he said he's on an HP Plus pad, but it's got decent initial bite. It's not a full track pad, but it's kind of a lazy motor. It revs, but it doesn't snap you back in the seat. It's a torquey motor for sure. Maybe there is a dead pedal, but it's just way out there. Struggling a little bit with the heel and toe action, and I've got the window crank arm right in my knee. Looks like it's about a 6,500 RPM red line. Starting to get a bit of a feel for heel and toe here. Let's see if I can catch this Camaro. He went by me thinking he's, well, big deal, nice slide there. These R888Rs are, it's Such a nice track tire. They just do what you would expect. They have nice gradual breakaway. No ABS, obviously, from 1987. Definitely have to use the brakes a little bit gingerly. I'm kind of gotten lazy. I'm used to ABS cars that I could just smash on the brake pedal, but he does have big stop techs on here. It's a serious setup. This isn't your average Fox, your average Fox body brake setup. And I'm really locking the front brakes up a lot. Starting to get a bit of a feel. She's got some push on turn in, but she's got traction for days on exit. See if this guy sees me or not. I don't think he does. Oh, now he sees me. He's got no mirrors, so I don't know how he sees me, but this must be a chump car or something by the look of it. The nice thing about torque is I don't even need to think about second gear. I can just leave it in third and the torque just fires you out of the corners. Those big 275s have tons of grip. So really it's just a third and fourth gear track in this car, which is nice. It's a leisurely, low effort speed machine. T56 transmission is not the most precise instrument in the world, but it does the job and it's strong, that's for sure. Here we go, down into turn 3. Whoa, we are locking the brakes, getting a little understeer and oversteer at the same time. There's a lot going on in here, everybody, but it is a super fun car to rip. Oh yeah, Fox body, IRS. I think I love you. This is a secret drift car. The traction out of the corners is exceptional. Let's try second through here, see how she likes it. Yeah, it's a bit snappier in second. Maybe I'm being lazy. I should use the gears that are available to me. This car has character, man. It really has character. That's not a polite way of saying that it's got issues. It's just, it's a home-built car with a non-original engine and a non-original rear end, and it's got tons of grip, good power, great seating position. It's just not something you could buy off the showroom floor, which makes it pretty special in my opinion. See, if you overcook corner entry a bit like I did there, she will push on you, but not a lot. Really very controllable understeer. Down into the... Yeah, second gear is what you want there. It gives you good pull out of that. Turn 7 there, and then... Alright, we're coming around the last corner here for, I think, what will be our last hot lap. I haven't even looked at the lap timer because I'm having too much fun! America! Woo-hoo! Freedom! Just gonna give the brakes and the tires a cool down lap here and reflect on the uniqueness of a LS swapped Fox body Mustang with an IRS. Wow, what a treat to drive this car. And I should say the steering is surprisingly light. You would think in a car with as much tire it would be a heavy steering car, because it just, you know, you think big American muscle car gonna have heavy steering, but nope. This thing is like a Cadillac 2-finger steering. It's super light, which kind of caught me out the first corner or two, but I like a car with lots of power steering because it just makes it easier to catch in a slide. Like quick inputs, quick hands, and you can save it and straighten it and keep the momentum going. So I'm a fan of the steering. It was surprisingly light at first. Well, the Rusty Notch is a consistent machine. She did a 122.0 and then a 122.03. It's just like clockwork, knocking those laps out, and it is a super fun car to drive. And it's as fast as a new Mustang GT that I did a 122 flat here in. So buy yourself a brand new $50,000 Mustang or get yourself a rusty notch and you'll go the same lap times, at least if you throw this old man in the driver's seat. And it's a super fun car to drive. Earlier today I drove a completely different kind of car, so it took me a minute to kind of adjust to that LS life where, you know, the T56 is like a high effort gearbox and it's a fairly slow shifting gearbox, and the LS delivers its power in a very linear way. It's very torquey, but it's not, you know, it's not a top end motor. So I came out of like Honda life into here and it took me a minute to like, oh wait a minute, LSs have torque. You can just leave this in third gear everywhere if you wanted to and just use fourth on the straightaways. I used second down in the really tight turn 8 area where it gets really slow because it just gives you a better jump out of the corners. But speaking of jump out of the corners, that IRS with those big Toyos in the back is a really nice combination. It has so much traction out of the corners. Mike was telling me earlier, like once you get the car turned, just mat it, and he wasn't lying. And it does have a bit of turn in understeer, and so you got to judge your corner entry speeds appropriately. If you come in too hot, it'll just plow off the line. But if you get it turned early and go to the throttle early, it just jumps out of the corners and really lengthens the straightaways, and you get much better straightaway speed out of it as a result. So you have to learn to drive the car the way it wants to be driven. But once you get into tune with it, it's super fun. I love the seating position. You're nice and low. Steering wheel's in a good spot. I'm stretching a bit to the shifter. I got short arms though. You know, Mike's a lengthier man than I. Pedal position was good, although the one sort of gripe that I'll give you is the brake lockup. For some reason, the brakes were locking up at about 40% pedal effort or pedal pressure. And so I wasn't really able to attack the braking zones that hard. And if we could dial that issue out, the car would go at least a second or two faster around here. Because this is a track that really puts a lot of emphasis on braking. So if we get rid of that brake lockup issue, she's gonna go quicker and it's gonna be easier to heel and tow. So the car will be that much better. But man, overall, I gotta say, 2 thumbs up for the rusty notch. It was super fun to rip. Thanks very much, Mike, for letting me take it for a rip. And let us know in the comments section if you think this was the right way to go versus the Mullet Mustang that was actually, I think, a half second slower. You let us know, everybody. Thanks for watching. All right, is that window up?
Oh yeah.
Cranks, eh?
Crank them up, bro.
All right, I love it.